Shefsky here, and welcome to Fantasy House. Every week, a different guest takes us on an imaginary tour through their made-up, trippy, personal, cartoony fantasy house. It's the world's only NSFW real estate podcast. It is HGTV on LSD. It is like MTV Cribs in a cartoon Rick and Morty style world. It is so much fun. Every episode is brought to you by me, Jon Shefsky, your Southern California real estate agent. A lot of crazy stuff going on right now. Not talking too much real estate this week, kind of putting it on hold because of the protests being way more important right now. So, if you want to talk about real estate, please, I guess when you're listening to this, because I'm not releasing this right now during the protests, out of respect for the seriousness of the situation and the stuff we as a society need to focus on. So I think when you're listening to this, hopefully we'll be past that and moved on to more progress and some changes that have been made. And by then, dude, if you want to talk real estate, buying, selling, investment properties, or you're just curious about the market, all the weird stuff going on in 2020, hit me up. Send me a message on fantasyhousepodcast@gmail.com or send me a message on Instagram. JONSHEFSKY. Why not? Just do it and we'll chat and have a good time with that. This episode is going to be a fun one. I got my buddy here who's just a great dude. We've worked creatively on projects together for years. He's actually the reason I'm able to record this show because I use equipment that he has lent to the show. This guy is that rad. Cameron Combe is here today. So he's laughing in the background. I'm super excited. Now, in the words of the great Angelo Bowers, let us do this.
Won't you take it all around the tour of your fantasy house? You're the hostess with the mostest creativity in your fantasy house. You don't need money for expensive construction. You only limit your imagination.
How you doing, my dude? It is good to fucking see you.
Dude, it's so good to see you too. Oh man. How are you locked away in your apartment?
Oh, I'm doing okay. I actually haven't been locked away that much.
No? Have you been going into the studio?
Yeah. Media is considered an essential business for some reason.
Yeah.
I think they mean news media, but my bosses are running with a loophole.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we're still going to the studio. My two mixers are kind of part of the... they're part of my quarantine bubble, as it were. But yeah, I've been going to work most days of the week.
Has that been scary because of the virus, or has it been nice to be able to still be social and have some sort of normalcy?
Oh, it's nice as fuck. I mean, I'm the kind of person I need structure. Otherwise, I wake up at 10, and then I wake up at 11, and then I wake up at 12, and then I wake up at 1, and so
nap the day away.
Yeah, so it's definitely needed for me. And then also I'm the kind of person that I'm down to be, I don't know, on my own at home.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I can kind of it'll allow me to just receive. I'm not even an introvert necessarily.
Yeah.
But I'm lazy. So I'm just fine to recede into my own little world and work on my shit at home.
Yeah, but you're an artist.
Kind of
you're an artist. You got to be a mad scientist in your lab sometimes.
Yeah, exactly. So,
how
are we already recording? Is this the podcast?
Oh yeah, dude, we're already recording.
Oh yeah. Yo, what's up? It's your boy coming at you.
Keep going in character.
Cameron Combe is CamCom Online. I'm known for all my sweet memes and hella sick tracks. People come find me. No, I'm not gonna plug shit.
Oh, you're hilarious. Your sweet memes and hella tracks, dude. Oh, it's so good to see you, dude.
Yeah, I know. I'm not supposed to. It's supposed to be about me. This is the me show. But how you been doing?
No, we always talk every episode. We'll talk in the beginning for like 10 minutes or so before we get into the actual fantasy house. So yeah, no, you can always talk about whatever you want. And it's just so our audience.
I haven't talked to you for a bit.
I know this is us catching up. Like we texted back and forth a bunch about this, and I mean I checked in and seeing how you're doing. But I'm good, man. I mean, to our listeners that are going to be hearing this, they're going to be hearing it after what's going on right now because it's definitely not the time to be releasing a fun podcast. But this is during the protests and all the crazy stuff that's going on. What is today? The June 3rd. So
yeah,
it's just
peel back the curtain a little bit.
Huh?
That's just to like peel back the curtain a little bit. But I think kind of for I figure people need like an escape. They always need. For me, man, like I listen to a lot of podcasts, and like this is one of them. And
do you think I should release this during the protest right now?
No, I'm not saying this. I actually don't know. But like I'm just saying that like generally, like for me, like I normally listen to like a lot of like nonfiction stuff and like really serious stuff, and then like basically since the quarantine, I've been like I gotta get like more comedy. I gotta get more narrative. Like I gotta have something else that. Like, even though I am going to work, like, I'm really lucky. I mean, I'm lucky in, like, so many ways.
Yeah.
But even then, like, it's like, emotionally, like, a lot to handle. So having kind of that outlet has been paramount. It's been absolutely essential.
That's such an interesting point. So going from, like, when life's been on a normal, like, a baseline of, like, all right, this is manageable, day-to-day stresses and anxieties are things to worry about and manage and get through, things to conquer and adapt and overcome. To now, like how intense everything's been for the past 90 days or so, you're using fiction or appreciating fiction more right now because it's like it's giving you a different medicine for a different experience.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like normally I'm like fiction, whatever, who needs it? Or I don't know.
Fiction,
who
needs it? I
find myself being kind of like I'm like, oh, it's not teaching me anything. It's not giving me. I need information.
It does though, but yeah, I know exactly what you're saying. I listen to a lot more Sam Harris than I do Comedy Bang Bang, But,
yeah, me too.
But you learn from all of it, though. You do learn from fiction. In fact, it's been proven, I think, by science people.
Yeah, the big science boys up in their ivory towers. They got the tubes going, and they got kind of like the fiction liquid kind of like going through them.
Yeah,
and they're going down those big circular windy boys, and then there's like a little drop into it, and they look into it, and they're like, oh. There is learning happening within. There's
learning happening. Yeah. I just want to go back and say, dude, you know beakers so well, you're all. And then they just that liquid goes through these whiny boys. You got a laboratory setup. You got a Bunsen burner. You got a whiny boy.
I went to school. I know my shit. Like I have my degree, man. It's in science. It's in a soft science. It's actually bullshit, but it's in a certain kind of sort of. There's some science in there. It's technically a BS.
Is there actually? That's bullshit. BS when you're not in college is bullshit. So when people say they got their BS, you're like, yeah, I bet you did, buddy.
I do get it.
I done.
And I don't use it. I use none of my degree.
Well, what is a soft science? I don't know if I've heard that term.
Oh, so
the study of
horde.
No. Huh?
So you got the horde science. You got the horde, and that's like shit that you can like falsifiably. I mean. Theoretically, it's kind of sort of falsifiable, but like,
what is like? It's like metaphysics.
Yeah, shit that you can be like, physics or chemistry or things like that. That's like a hard science, Even computer science could be like a hard science because like it's all objective.
Yeah. So what's a soft science? Like social science?
Soft science is the humanities. Yeah.
Okay.
So like I studied anthropology, so I can tell you all about the Sapir-Whorf theorem and the Dunning-Kruger effect. Hooray! But
dude, all right, let's do that though, because let's refresh our audience, because the Dunning-Kruger effect that's come up over the years in tons of podcasts that I've listened to and things I've read, little YouTube videos. Explain it.
Oh, dude, okay, so I work in the film industry. The Dunning-Kruger effect is alive and well, not only in our current administration, politics, but also in the arts, like. The Dunning-Kruger is basically like the holy mountain that everybody like bows before. The people at the peak of Dunning-Kruger mountain are the ones that primarily are getting jobs as directors or producers or whatever, and those of us kind of working below the line. I'm not explaining what it is.
Yeah, you're not. No. Okay, I'm going to let you do that. Then I was going to say, okay, now put it in a brief, concise,
what
2
is
seconds.
it? The Dunning-Kruger effect is basically that it's a graph that can kind of show if you don't know anything, then you don't feel confident about it, right? You have a subject, and the two axes are confidence and expertise.
Mm-hmm.
As your expertise grows, if you learn a little bit about a subject, your confidence shoots way up. So you get like this huge confidence spike.
Yep.
And then you learn a little bit more, and then you learn what you don't know. And then it shoots almost all the way back down. So that first time you learn a little bit about a subject is when you're the most confident about your knowledge in it, right?
Okay.
So that's kind of like the peak that I like to call like Dunning-Kruger Mountain.
Yeah.
But then you learn that you don't know most of the subject, and then it goes all the way back down. And then it never quite... the more you learn, it rises slowly, but it never really quite gets back up to that initial peak.
You're always chasing that dragon, that rush of like, I know what I'm talking about.
Right, exactly. And so sometimes the problem can be that like people selling themselves, like in the arts or whatever, like in honestly anything, politics, or whatever. A lot of times people are getting jobs or getting power or whatever the hell based off of their confidence rather than based off of like
their competence,
demonstrable competence, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So that's the Dunning-Kruger effect, and so that's kind of what ends up ruling our day a lot of times is that like the people. So I work on a mixed stage. We're working on the audio for all of your favorite TV shows, and it's actually.
And maybe you could explain the Dunder Mifflin effect. Stupid.
That's the effect where you have to pay $500 for information that you could just look up on Google right now.
Thank you. Is that an office joke?
That's a college textbook joke.
Is that from the episode when Michael Scott goes to the college and says that he tells them like paper's going to be around forever? Because that's how people learn or whatever. And then they all go to their laptops and type that in. Write that down. And then they all type it in their laptops.
No, because I'm a pleb that doesn't. I haven't watched a lot of The Office. I've watched a little bit.
Oh wow. Okay, no worries. No pressure here.
I'm one of those wild kind of like mavericks that I'm going on the outskirts of comedy, man. The Office. What's that?
What have you been working on lately? What have you been doing at your job specifically? And what has it been on? What shows or movies?
One show I hate, so I won't name it. And then the other show I actually do like is called No. I do kind of like it. I probably wouldn't seek it out if I wasn't working on it. But that's kind of the interesting thing, right? It's called Nosferatu.
It's a vampire show?
Yeah. So that's for AMC. And we just finished the final episode of the second season, which may or may not be the final episode of the series.
Yeah.
We'll see. But I like that show because it's a mix of goofy horror and like down-to-earth family drama. Like it's actually really well done.
Oh, wow.
Like where if it's just the family drama stuff, you're like, shit, man, this is like compelling and like these performances are really good. And then there's Zachary Quinto playing an old creepy vampire man named Father Christmas.
That's his name, Father Christmas?
And he's taking little children in his like dilapidated what is it, a Rolls Royce or whatever?
Yeah.
And taking them into Christmas land and turning them into evil little goofy horror children. It kind of reminds me of like, did you see It? Like, watching the recent versions of It.
Oh, I haven't seen the new
one. The new one, right? Yeah. So I've only seen the first one, but like, you got those parts with all the goofy horror clown shit. None of that scared me. I was like, oh, fun, goofy horror clown. And then it gets to the part with like the girl and her dad, and I'm like, oh shit, this is too real. This is too real. Oh man, this is harrowing. You know? Can we get back to the goofy horror clown?
Yeah, I like sillier stuff. Any of that serious, scary stuff is just too much for me. And what are you doing, dude? I know you're working in sound, but like, explain so our audience can like get to hear what you're doing. It might be fun.
Oh, okay. So I basically kind of like run the stage, so I make sure that everything's working. But like also, in my own my personal private times. I do it myself as well. But but the guys that I'm working for, the two mixers that I sit next to or I sit behind them, and I kind of massage their shoulders and I make them. No, I don't do that. But I make sure that everything's working really well for them. And what they're doing is basically, you know, when everybody thinks of sound, they're thinking like, oh, the music, right? That's like the least of what we do.
Yeah. That's
that's
the simple part, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's simple for us. Like, I'm sure the composers are like, hey, fuck you, man.
Yeah,
But,
what you guys do in your part of the process.
yeah, so for us, it's like all the dialogue has been recorded on set, and sets are really noisy, and they're really shitty recording environments. And so to get that dialogue on its own to sound good is a big fucking task. So that's why you have two mixers. One guy is just focusing on the dialogue to make it sound good, because it's fucking hard. And then you can say like, well, why don't you record it later? Well, when you record it later, if you're an actor in a booth looking at yourself on screen trying to match your performance, most actors aren't good at it, you know?
Yeah, it's a whole different talent.
Yeah, dude. And like, I don't blame them. Like, that's hard, you know, to like get back into the space that you were like on set. Like, you're looking at people, you're playing off of them, you're in costume.
How much TV is that?
You just woke up.
How many shows are you watching where they're not actually saying what you think they're saying when they're saying it?
All the time.
Yeah.
All the time. Okay, anytime you're watching a show, here's a cool trick to ruin your future viewing experience. Anytime you're watching a show, they cut to an over the shoulder and you're not looking at the character talk, but they're still like laying down all of this exposition or something. That's fucking ADR, man. That was recorded later. Because like the network was like, all the people looking down at their phones and like looking at Instagram while they're watching the TV, they're going to get lost, so we have to make sure that we fucking hammer home what's going on in the show, even though any child already knows.
Yeah. No, I used to love that, dude. Like when I started editing back in the day, I would notice, like, because of tricks that I had learned on how to edit, you know, watching so much shows and be like, hey, Larry David's not, his mouth moving differently than what he's saying right now. Like, oh, they just cut to, like, they, you know, especially just to be concise, you know, you get what you call coverage, and you go, all right, now we need to chop, you know, 3/4 of what was said out and just get the story moving along. And then we just cut to the over the shoulder and just, yes, I do agree. And then cut back to the other person, you asshole. And then cut, you know.
Yeah. Basically, when you're watching a show, like on TV today, no one's watching it on the TV. When you're watching it on your laptop or wherever the fuck that you're, you know, doing it, if the person is not on screen talking, like half the time that dialogue was not in the script. It's not written by the writers. It's written by like the network execs that are afraid that people are going to tune out any second that they're looking down at their phone or something. You know, and they're going to be like, you know what? I don't need this Netflix subscription, or you know.
We need to cut to an over the shoulder and just catch everyone up real quick.
Yeah. So if the person's not on screen and they're talking, it's bullshit.
That's what the last Star Wars movie that I saw was like. I feel like they were just like,
oh my god, there was so much.
I just couldn't believe it. I was like kind of blown away. It was like super fast paced, and then the times that they were talking, you're just like, we were just there. You don't need to tell us. Like, we're in the theater. Like,
they just keep cutting to other people, and you hear somebody like rapidly trying to be like, okay, we have to go here and we have to blow up the thing, and you're like, whoa, like nobody talks that way.
So contrived and weird.
You know. Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you're here right now, because what we just went through back there, you know, that we're cousins. And in that last...
Let me recap to you, my person that was right next to me the whole time that knows exactly what just happened.
Yeah.
Let me tell you what just happened anyway.
They should stop. They should do a Rod Sterling character that comes up in the corner of the screen and goes, what you just missed in the last...
If you will.
Yes. Tune in if you'd like to keep up with this story. I just pause it.
Finn may have thought himself a stormtrooper, but it turns out that he is actually a clone of Boba Fett. That's going to be the next one. Oh shit!
I want that on a t-shirt with like a pink ball gagger and the Boba Fett helmet now. Let's get this puppy started. The orange drone is flying over your fantasy house. The fantasy house drone is flying over. What are we looking at?
I want to live in LA, and I want to live near a metro station. That's kind of like the first rules of like the geography. There's the Vermont and Sunset Station, that is that's a red line station, because the red line's the best because it's a subway. People don't know LA's got a subway.
We do. Goes one way.
So,
it goes east and west. and there's 2 stops that can go north and south.
Dude, the subway's so fucking sick. I used to take it all the time, and I hope to move back to LA soon and take us more. But there's kind of the Vista theaters near there. It's like my favorite theater. Let's pretend the quarantine is out and we're all back to theaters and shit.
Yeah, that's our whole episode. Let's just pretend.
Right. That's part of the pretend. So there's like a big hill there, and I was like, let's just kind of like say that all those houses are gone, and on the top of that hill, right next to Hyperion Avenue, this is kind of near the Los Feliz area or whatever. On the top of that hill is going to be like my house. So that's where it be. That's where it is.
Love it.
So I think, if we're going to be in LA, we got to keep it kind of like aesthetically consistent.
Okay.
With the area. You got kind of like the Adobe, like a little bit minimalist, a little bit like mid-century modern, even though I've heard mid-century modern is not actually a real term, but whatever. Who cares? That's the way language works. Fuck you.
Yeah,
but if you could help me out as my real estate agent, what do you think kind of like that aesthetic would look like? Or what would that be called? Is there like another name for this?
Well, I mean, if you're going to have some sort of eclectic thing, it's just an eclectic thing that you can do whatever you want with. If you're going to pick a theme, I would pick one theme and, give it your customization. So if you're looking at like a mid-century modern home, then do that. But if you're looking for like an Adobe thing, like do it and do Adobe right. It's like It's like with food. A lot of people always try to like change stuff, and don't get me wrong, like there's some fusion, like what is it, koji beef tacos, the Korean tacos, that kill it. But for the most part, like the thing I really want when I want good food, and I think many of us really want, we just want like badass sushi. I don't want like sushi like blended with other stuff, or I don't want like
that's true, yeah.
Some new kind of what do you call it? I don't mind when people change stuff nowadays, but like it feels like the simple, like just do it right, do simple. I don't know. I feel like I'm trying to like paraphrase Gordon Ramsay, like just have less ingredients, but pick the really good ones. So for your house, if you're going to do Adobe style, friggin' rock it. I love Adobe style, by the way. There's a house that I rode my bike by in downtown Laverne, and it is so pretty, and it's just like a simple little desert house, and it's modern, but it's Adobe style, and I absolutely love it. I think the Native Americans had such cool designs for their houses.
Yeah, so I figure like
that was a long
might as well just kind of make it part of the, like, it won't be like true Adobe because like it won't have all the airflow and shit, but like part of the strengths of that is that it's like the insulation and like the way that like it keeps everything cool and shit like naturally.
Yeah,
like, kind of still trying to keep some of that going so that you're not just like banging everything with like AC all the time or whatever, like trying to make the thing work a little more naturally.
Oh yeah.
And just trying to like take advantage of like past people's knowledge and like bring that back or whatever. Like it doesn't have to be like I don't have to be too like accurate with it or whatever, but like
no,
at least you don't. Kind of inspired by that, and but maybe have a little bit. Yeah, maybe also have like a bit of that like Frank Lloyd Wright shit going on.
Oh yeah. So you do want like an eclectic, like this house got like different wings of it. That's kind of like
it doesn't have to be like too much of that, but you'll have like elements of that, like a mix of that kind of like nice woody.
Nice woody.
The word woody is very funny.
Hey, nice woody. Thanks.
But you got kind of some of that stuff going on while you got the brick stuff too.
Okay. If
there's some way for that not to look like a vomit mess, like that would be pretty sick.
I mean, so it's yeah. We'll keep rolling, and you keep describing this thing because we don't actually have to buy this house or build this house in real life. So I don't want you to feel hit by it looking sick or being a mess because it's your fantasy house. You can have it however you want. If we were looking for a real house and you gave me like what you just gave me for criteria, I would tell you, okay, well, which one's it going to be? Because finding that kind of house is like, let alone one that's for sale, let alone one in your price range, let alone one in your area, is like such a weird thing. But if you say, I want a craftsman house, I want a mid-century modern, I want a Victorian house, like then, you can search for that kind of stuff. And then you can find them and see like, ooh, this has some like eclectic like toppings on top of your cup of Victorian yogurt.
Yeah.
As opposed to
more like some of the details might be a little more of that
Yeah.
inspiration, not just like pure Adobe.
Yeah, so pick the framing and the shape as one of them. You know, if Adobe's the framing and the shape, do that. Or if it's like Victorian, like, but then the stucco is Adobe style and it's desert. You know.
Yeah, I don't want to go like full McMansion either, and just like bleh, you know. Okay. I want it to look nice, whatever the fuck it is. But it's like I'm LA born and raised, so like that's just part of like I want it to be like pretty fucking California.
Okay.
You know? And so it's gonna be on the top of this hill. So for me, like, I want like a live work space. You know, a lot of people want that live work balance and like to keep those separate. No, I want it all in one place.
Yeah.
People can come. For me, like, my friends are also. I mean, we're being productive right now, right? So like for me, like my friendships are also kind of like based on productivity, and like I really value that in a lot of people, and I think people value that in me. And so like all that's just like it's so infused with like who I am and like my life that this place is going to be both where I live and like where my friends and I work. You know?
Yeah.
And like make whatever the fuck we want. We can go elsewhere and work on other shit, but like if we just want to make our own thing, here it all is in one package. So like the bottom floor is like a little more like public, like big spaces for that.
Yeah.
And I figure like, so you're coming through like the front doors, right? They look pretty sick.
What do they look like? Don't just say they look sick. Be descriptive.
That's true. So that's kind of where some of like the more like nicer like wood, geometric but like detailed work is on those kind of doors, you know?
Yeah.
And then you have like a kind of like a wide lobby, right? It's some mix between like a living room and a lobby, because like essentially this could be like a public space, you know? Because what I want here is you got like a hallway, and on one side, maybe on the right side, you have a stage. You have like a 99-seat theater, you know, like a black box motherfucking theater.
Yeah.
Because, like, my family, they're very theater people. Like, I do sound design for theater, like the Actors Co-op in LA. I'll do sound design for them all the time.
Oh, cool.
So I just want to be able to, if we want to put on a fucking play, there it is. There's the theater. We can do it in that space. But
do we call it the Combe?
What's that?
We call it the Combe?
Oh, yeah, the Combe Theater. For sure. We can do that. Yeah.
So you don't seem enthusiastic about that. You can name it something else.
Well, like I don't know. My last name's kind of weird. No one knows how to pronounce it.
I always call you Combe.
Well, even because
I'm Canadian.
Even my screen name is you're totally like adopted into their culture at this point.
By now, right?
Yeah.
It's hard to say.
Right.
Right. All right, Combe. Kumbia, the Kumbia Theater, eh?
Oh yeah.
Hey, could you add an O to your last name though, so that people know how to say it right? For God's sake.
Oh yeah, make it Combe or Combe or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I don't even think I'm doing Canadian anymore. It's just something completely different at this point.
You almost went Irish on us there for a second.
I don't
even know if I'm Canadian anymore.
We Irish always dance all the time, constantly, very often. So on the right side, you got this 99-seat theater, which is going to be like a black box. But what's pretty sick about that is that I also fucking, like, one of the reasons why I love LA is that we have a lot of really great screening houses here. I used to go to Cinefamily all the time. I'm still like RIP, rest in pieces to that place.
Dude, I've got so much.
Died for a good reason, but like I'm really sad that it's gone.
Oh yeah. So much history there.
So for me, I'm like, this space is both like I could put on a play there if I wanted. It's got a theater, or it's got like a basically just like a proscenium stage, but you can lower a screen, and behind that screen is a speaker, so you can have full like 7.1.4 Atmos. That means nothing to anybody, but like you can have like full Atmos surround sound in there and have like a good screening.
That's awesome.
And it's got like a 35, a 70 mil, and a DCP projector, so you can project fucking anything in there. It's got like a 16 mil projector, You can put on whatever you want in that room.
The film dudes and chicks right now are just like, whoa, whoa. Everyone else is like, okay, so you can watch stuff in there, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Oh yeah, oh sure, oh yeah.
Oh yeah, you
So-
can watch stuff in there.
So it could be like the new Bev is like they're all about like the purity of film. Like to me it's just like whatever you got, put it all up on there.
Yeah.
You got a good print, I want to watch good print.
What would we be
Don't
watching
have a
in
good
the theater right now if we were filming an episode? What would we be watching?
So we'd have like a Godzilla fest or something. Not that I've watched a lot of them, but like we'd watch like the OG, like watch the Criterion restoration, and then we watch Shin Godzilla just to be like, let's have back to back like a good like film projection and then a good DCP projection, like double feature, baby.
Where are we going after this?
So on the other side of that hall is a big ass like psych stage, like a cyclorama.
Okay, so what is that? Cyclorama.
If you've ever seen like those stages where it's just like pure white everywhere and like there's not even like a line between the floor and the wall because like there's a curve, that's like a cyclorama.
Oh, I always just think of it as a soundstage. Okay, when it's round like okay.
Yeah. So like it can be pure white, but what I'm thinking is they got this new technology called like virtual sets that they use on like the Mandalorian and shit.
Yeah.
So, like, these are just like big ass screens that can work like a set. So instead of doing a green screen, you just put up a big fucking picture of your set.
Yeah.
And then when the camera moves around, the parallax matches the camera move. So you don't have to do like green screen. But you could also you could make it green if you wanted to, and there's like a way to do that.
That's interesting. I didn't even know they did.
There's not a way right now. There is a way to do that in my world.
Okay, good. So you have a very, very film industry practical lobby.
Yeah.
When you come into your house, you can make film and then
Bottom
watch.
floor. Yeah, bottom floor is like productivity. Let's make shit. Let's watch shit. Let's let the public into this space. You know.
That sounds like a good like you can start your own HBO right there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Combe, you're watching Combe. Let's make sure. Let's watch it. Let's let the public into the space. And then the show starts.
And then probably on the floor as well, you got like a big kitchen. And here's I don't want like people having a slave for me, so it's going to be like non-sentient robots. They're also not sentient, so they're not slaves either. It's just like you got robots. They're making food. They can make a big amount of food for like 100 people or whatever that are at this play, or they're making it just for me, baby. I can't cook, and I want somebody to cook for me.
What will we be eating? What will we be grubbing on right now?
Oh man, dude, we were just talking about sushi. Now I'm thinking about sushi, man.
Yeah, I'm always. Actually, the last time I think you and I hung out, we ate sugarfish.
Yeah.
Oh,
So they're just like making some good sushi, and they can do it perfect robot sushi,
perfect robot sushi. That's the name of the restaurant.
They got a new roll. It's the Robo Roll. It's a little weird for humans, but if you want to try, if you want to like.
I feel like Bender would be there and he'd be like making some sort of dick joke. It's called the Robo Roll. Yeah.
I've actually been watching a lot of like Ghost in the Shell, so I'm thinking about. Like,
oh, you're thinking a lot more serious animation. I think of Bender.
I'm kind of thinking that, or I'm kind of thinking like the robot from like the new Star Tours.
Okay, so I haven't seen the newest Star Tours.
Weird Rosie the robot kind of.
Very cute.
Those kind of things. Yeah.
I'm thinking Bender being like, it's called the robot roll, and then he would be like, ding, and like he'd shoot off like a couple like little screws or whatever. Like, I just busted a nut or something like that. And he'd be like, oh,
there you go.
But me and my guest would like some sushi, Bender. What's your favorite when you get sushi?
Man, lately I've been more into the sashimi.
What do you get? What fish?
It's like totally blasphemous, but like I can't help but love salmon, man. You're not supposed to have like salmon is not like a traditional sushi or sashimi fish for a long time. Like it was considered like bad, but like fucking salmon is so good.
I think salmon's like my favorite. Salmon, sugarfish salmon with like toasted sesames on it. Dude, so into it. I wish I felt comfortable going to restaurants right now and ordering cold.
Fuck.
I haven't gone anywhere yet. I mean, I ordered pizza from a local pizza place and heated it up in the oven. I've been told that it's totally safe though. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
Dude,
Have you been eating?
They gotta start putting like fucking salmon on pizza.
All right, now you're fucking insane.
Shit.
You
Oh
lost your mind.
shit. We're gonna have salmon pizza. Fuck it. No sushi. We're gonna have salmon pizza. It's new. The robots made it. They made it good. I'm gonna have it.
Salmon pizza, you freak.
Don't worry, it's not raw. It's cooked salmon.
Have you been eating out during this thing?
Yeah, we actually order a lot on our stage.
Yeah, so at work, like everyone's telling me it's totally safe to do. Like my buddy works in the food industry. He's like, dude, it's the same as it ever was. Like people are not sneezing into your food. If you order from a decent place, like they're treating the food right, and you're not going to get sick from it. I'm like, oh, okay, but I haven't yet. I mean, also I've been obsessed with making food at home and learning how to like cook things that I didn't used to cook. So
yeah,
I don't know.
If I wasn't working like 12 hours a day, I would want to learn to cook more because like I really fucking suck at cooking, and like it's a big like window in my window. I don't know, big gap in my knowledge. You know,
A window in your knowledge. I'm looking in.
Window into my soul.
A window into your soul is the gap of your knowledge. Gap.
Oh shit!
Mind the gap of that knowledge.
Put a little TM on that one. Trademark Shefsky.
No. That's all you.
Shefsky Incorporated.
You can use that on stage. The sound stage. Folks, I'll be here all week because I'm quarantined.
Oh wait.
Okay, so take us to I got to go to a bathroom. You got to show me one of your bathrooms and then take us to another one of your whatever your other room you got to show us.
That's for you.
Dude, that's so
It was way too long for me to get that to go.
No, I appreciate every second of it. How can you
One of the
not?
things I wanted to do was to make a little soundboard for my phone. So
I love how people use Curb Your Enthusiasm. Boom, boom, boom.
oh yeah.
In like,
I should put that on there, huh?
Oh,
'Cause
it's one
the
of my
other one
favorites.
I have right now is just like
the laugh track, yeah.
like standard
but
laugh track.
Playing Seinfeld though is just very, very rad of you. Very cool.
Yeah.
I
I should put Curb on there though.
would like a bumper sticker that says WWJD and underneath it says "What would Jerry do?" All right,
Shit.
so let's go to a bathroom. I want to see a bathroom in your place, and then I want you to take us to another room or two.
So it's kind of like on the bottom floor you got like more like the public style
Take me to your weirdest bathroom, the most interesting
capacity. Ooh, weirdest? I didn't even think to have a weird bathroom.
Oh, you don't have to. I was your weirdest, like whatever you
No,
know.
I like this. See, like, I live kind of like utilitarian, like IRL. So I don't think about aesthetics that much. So like, it's already kind of like mind expanded, man. Like we're really kind of like digging into it. So yeah, like I like the challenge of like, what would I do with a weird fucking bathroom? You know what? So you got the bathrooms on the bottom floor would have the weird fun stuff. There was a restaurant across the street from Pasadena City College that had this, so I want to have some version of this where you'd go in and you'd have like signs up all over the place, and in the bathroom it says, "Don't push the red button. Don't push the red button. Red button is off limits. Don't push it." You know, and you go into this bathroom and there's
It's the eraser button, you fool!
Right. So there's a red button, and like a lot of people straight up would not push it, but like plenty of times, even if you're out in like the regular area, you'd hear it go off. And what it is like it would just like go disco mode. Like disco lights would all come on. Like there was a disco ball in there the whole time. You didn't even see.
Really?
It would, like damn,
That's genius.
Yeah, dude, it was great.
Just like a surprising thing that doesn't really hurt anyone. So, but it's still got enough surprise to be like, "What the heck's going on?" To kind of like wake you up for a second and make you appreciate something novel.
Yeah.
I love it.
So it'll only be like after you wash your hands. Like it won't be like in the stall.
All right, pretend like I push the button. What happens? I push the button and your red button. Sing the song or.
Oh, dude, what would I have going? Because I was thinking
You can have the same song. You don't have to have a different song.
Well, let's just do the disco.
Okay.
Let's bring it back because that restaurant's gone. I want to pay homage to that place. I love that place.
What kind of food was it?
It was Luigi Ortega's, and it was Italian-Mexican fusion.
Interesting. It was
It
good?
was really interesting. So they had like a Mexican pizza or things like that, but they also had like
I was just making fun of fusion foods earlier. You're like, the place I'm thinking of, Italian-Mexican.
right, but also they had like exotic meat. So you could have kangaroo or alligator.
Weird.
Or yeah, so you could have like a kangaroo taco.
That sounds super trippy.
Fucking weird. And I think for us in America, we're like, no, don't hurt the kangaroos. In Australia, they're like, dude, those guys are assholes. Like, fucking.
Are they assholes?
Yeah, from what I heard.
I mean, I don't know any personally, but anything that's like an intelligent creature, I'm just like, can we not eat that? Like horses, I'm like, can we just not eat the horses?
No,
like,
me too. Like, I pretty much feel the same way.
Even
Like,
pigs.
I don't. I didn't actually go for that stuff a lot. Like, I'm not some kind of like vegan or something, but like, I actually find myself just eating vegetarian or vegan. Like,
what did you eat at a Mexican, Italian, vegetarian place? Would you get a bean burrito spaghetti bowl? You fucking
probably,
freak.
yeah, something like
You
that.
weirdo.
Well, I don't know, man. You got like Veggie Grill, they're making like fake meat, and she's like, fuck it. Like, it tastes better than the real shit, or it tastes more like consistent at least.
Dude, Veggie Grill is so good. The buffalo chicken salad there, I'm like, this can't be good for you. It tastes so good, and you're like, it's not meat. It's got hardiness and flavors. It's got to be some sort of weird oils and trippy stuff that's dangerous. But you know what?
That's how, like, vegans have to work for their food.
They really
so know the food's going to be good.
Yeah, it's true.
You know? Versus like people that are just like, I don't know, whatever, my dad showed me how to do this, and you're like, this is kind of shitty.
Yeah, it's a lot different when you have to make that chicken happen versus if it's an inherited chicken.
Right.
Inherited, like in the way we're talking about. Okay, take us to, so we've got a few minutes left. We should go to like your master bedroom, or if you have any other kind of specialty rooms, like take us to them. Let's do it.
Yeah, like upstairs, you got like some edit bays. Like there's nothing too special about that. But for the most part, like upstairs, like living, you know, got like a couple master bedrooms. For me right now, I'm a single boy, so I don't know what will come, but you know, just try to leave some.
I'm a single boy, and I don't know what will come. For me by myself on a Friday night.
Just trying to leave some room for the future.
Yeah. Gonna work up an appetite for some salmon. Gonna have some sex with my hand in this one.
Gonna have a fish taco.
That's a weird song, but it was worth doing. Okay, so go. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So like the master bedroom, that's where you got like probably the most like ornate kind of like geometrical wood, styling and things like that. Just like really, really dope looking shit like that. And you got like a 4-poster like gigantic fucking bed. And you can have like a TV in there too, but for the most part, that's for sleeping and that's for fucking, but probably mostly for sleeping. If history serves me well for what's going on in my quarantine life.
Well, if you had a pie chart for what beds are used for, even if you were boning all the time, you'd still be using it mostly for sleeping. So don't worry.
Mostly for sleeping.
You're still in the 1% of people that use beds.
Right. So you got that in your master bedroom, and then you got like another bedroom next to that. So the thing is, that I was thinking like, I'd also want kind of like secret ways in and out of this upstairs area, because like the bottom is a little more like people are kind of come in and out.
Ooh,
so like, you don't like. It turns out like the way to get in there is like you got like you got that bar in LA that's got like you open the fridge and it turns out like that's the entrance.
Oh, David Rains, yeah.
Yeah. So it'd be kind of like that. Like you got like secret entrances to get upstairs.
What's the secret entrance though? Paint a picture for us, for the listeners. What are we looking?
So it'll be you'll have two. You'll have a fridge on the left and a fridge on the right of the kitchen. Everyone will be like, oh, okay, 2 fridges, right? Like, nah, one of those, it goes upstairs. But you got other ways to get upstairs too, right? So like you got a way to get up there from the stage. So like so you got like a trap door, like drops you down, and then it'll just like whoop. This is where you get like more of the sci-fi shit. It'll just like a tube upward or a tube downward.
Yeah,
you can appear on the stage, like like right there, man, what else? I don't know.
You don't have to. No, you don't have to feel forced to do that. To have another.
Yeah, but like I want to cover the place in like secret entrances and exits and things like that to get upstairs, to get out from one place or another. You know,
that's
sounds like the code.
That's the Combe mysteriousness coming out.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just like weird shit like that, like a wall that you're just like that looks like part of the wall. But if you like you got like a piano in the lobby, and if you like, I didn't mention there was a piano in the lobby, but there it is.
It's okay.
Piano.
You can add stuff at any time. There's no rules here.
Right.
You can go back and change it.
You play like a certain song on that piano.
Yep.
Like a certain like weird key combination that like no one would ever do, and like a door will like pop open like right next to it, like, you know.
Yeah.
But I kind of sort of want someone to accidentally play it, so like it won't be too esoteric. Because I want that like mystery for them to be like, what the fuck? And I'll come down with like, congratulations.
You've passed.
You've done it. You can now enter my domain. Yeah. Oh, and the maybe the final thing will be that like, because I wanted to be near the metro, so like I don't like driving. Like I'll have a car, like there'll be like a parking garage underneath this house.
Yeah.
But like I won't use my car that much. It'll still be
It's like for emergencies. It's like for if you had to and you didn't have time to make travel plans. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I'll have like a Robo-Man, like being a mechanic or something like that to make sure that the car fucking works. But like I'm not going to drive it very much. And it'll be electric as soon as I can get it to be electric.
Yeah. I'm with you on that.
This place will be solar as fuck. Like solar on the roof, solar.
Solar AF. It's actually the name of the company, Solar AF. They don't even lease these things. They're granted by the government.
Yeah.
Solar AF.
But like I'm never going to use that car. I'm going to ride my bike as much as I can. But like if you know multiple people want to get down to the metro to like walk up or whatever, you know they can walk to the place. It's not like too far, but like there will be like a line that you can. A line, basically like a zip line down to the metro.
Yeah.
From that hill, you know, and if you can't take the zip line, then there'll also be like a basically like a people mover, you know, for like people that can't, you know, hold on or whatever.
Yeah, dude.
I'm not liable if you
all to get to the metro though. It's like you have all this cool stuff, and they're like, it's to get to the metro. This is a romantic right here, Cameron. Right. You're a romantic, and you love the metro.
Yeah.
I used to take it, man. My buddy Angelo and I used to take it. We go into the valley, take it from, was it Santa Monica and Highland? Santa Monica and...
Vermont and Santa Monica?
Is it Vermont and Santa Monica? Yeah. So we take it, we go to, because we try to have like 4 or 5 open mics sometimes in a day. And this is like, 10 years ago. But yeah, we would take it and it would be really fun to feel like you were actually like using a subway system too. Like we'd feel like real comedians because neither of us got to really ever like do comedy in New York. And it was like, that's the romantic, cool way to do it. So yeah, we used to use that metro, and it's great too. Cause you could drink and be like, yeah, we're just, hopping on a train.
That's the best part, man.
Don't worry about driving safe.
Yeah. And I think maybe another note will be that like the master bedroom, it's not going to be closed off. Like you will have, like the whole building will face west toward LA proper.
Like Adam. Yep.
Adam
West.
But like
you know that? Okay.
Adam West. But then there will be like a giant fucking window in the master bedroom. You can like close it if you want or whatever, but there will be a giant window looking out over the east. So you can like there's like Silver Lake, like the lake is right there. You can look out on the 5 because who doesn't love looking at the 5? But like you just like look out that way on that part of this of the city and like the suburbs and stuff. What else?
No, you tell me what else. That's it, man. You don't have to put any more pressure. You've delivered.
I think I don't know. Like I feel pretty good about this unit. What I like about it is that it seems almost attainable.
Yeah, and I mean that's one of the things I love about this show. And I did initially start the show thinking this. It just kind of grew. I initially wanted it to just be an exercise in imagination, and that was it. It's something to do with like people getting to build because we all have that some form of whether it's abstract or it's actually Lego, but that feeling of wanting to create and build. And then our home is such a primal thing. I just wanted people to just like imagine building a home that was about their personality. But one of the things that's totally come out of the show is that I love when it inspires. And I've had, other guests that have been on describe their show, and then they text me a week later, hey, I ended up buying this so-and-so because we talked about it in the fantasy house, and I put it in my room, and it's like I want it to manifest into what is physically realistic, Yeah. Our mutual friend, Emily, Emily Moran, she her episode, she was talking about gardening and how important that was to her, and she lives in this cool giant, she has a, what do you call it? A really nice LA home in the hills. And it was all about this garden that she had there. And she texted me or called me. I forgot. I think she texted me like later that day and said, hey, after the episode, I immediately went home and just gardened for the rest of the day. And it was it made my day. I was so excited.
Yeah.
So I want that. I want that so bad for people to be like moved and inspired. And it's helped me figure out stuff too. Like for my own life, even if you're renting a studio apartment that's 400 square feet, it's like you say that, oh, I want this and that and blah, 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 blah. It's like, well, you can have you paint your wall that color and put that kind of sconce up, or like,
Yeah.
You can theme anything. A cardboard box you could theme. So yeah, dude.
Yeah. So like,
maybe go on a passion rant. Mwah! Back to you.
No, well,
Back to you,
man, like I said, like I don't think about aesthetics that much, and I probably should more, because the truth is I actually do have like strong opinions about things.
Yeah.
And one of the things I didn't bring up is like, what is the art that I would have all over this fucking place?
Yeah, dude. Yeah. What is it? Pictures of me
it's
naked.
Like really dope illustration,
What does that mean though? That means a lot to different people.
So like, actually, look, you can, the listeners will not get this experience, but like, so like that.
Is that from Ghost in the Shell?
No, so that's from like so I just showed him my shirt.
Cam just showed me a shirt.
A shirt that I like, and it's gotten me back into graphic tees, which I haven't worn in a long time. But because I'm like, oh yeah, I like good illustration. This one is it's just like it's a YouTube group I like, and I've been watching their shit for a long time, called Mega 64, and they just like commission an artist to like make something for them.
That's awesome.
The artist is I think her Twitter handle's like Kinuko Cakes or something like that. But she's actually like an animator. So the way that she kind of like illustrates is very, it's very dimensional.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I really enjoy about it, is that it's got a lot of like really high quality drafting that you can imagine turning this thing around in 3 dimensions, but at the same time, it's very graphic. It's very 2-dimensional.
Yeah.
And that's something like I value a lot in art, is that kind of mix of like, how are you mixing the craft with the abstraction to make something that's like aesthetically pleasing, but also like it's got this weird like brain future shit, and it's, I don't know. I like looking at this and like finding more. Yeah, and so like finding pieces like that fit that sort of thing that I enjoy.
Friggin', and just to advertise for Cam on this episode, you're a fucking awesome like teammate and like person to work with, and the few things we've done over the years is just like, you're one of those people that's like, it's a pleasure to communicate with you. You've never ever, since the first day I met you, it's never ever been like, ooh, I gotta call Cam, or I gotta text, or we have to, anything that's ever had to be interacting with you has always been fucking awesome, and you're just a great dude. So I can't thank you enough, and I can't recommend you enough for people that would want to work with you.
You too, John.
No, seriously, that was not for you to throw it back my way. But what would you like people to, like, if you had a call to action for somebody right now, for listeners, like, what would you like people to reach out to you for?
Any call to action that isn't about the current things happening out there.
Oh, I'm not releasing this right now.
Disingenuous.
We're not taking up the airwaves right now during the protest.
Yeah.
As much as people do need to create distractions to give people a break, I still feel like this week I am not putting this out. And
no, for sure. So I have to kind of remove myself from that. I mean, obviously, like support Black artists and donate to Black Lives Matter. I donate a lot to the NAACP.
I think that might be the one that I'm going to go with, because they've got such a great track record, and used the funds anytime they've gotten money throughout history. They've really used them for so much good. I think so.
Yeah. The NAACPLDF.org. That's their legal defense fund.
Yeah.
That I would highly recommend donating to that. If we're talking like non-political, I don't need anything, but I made a couple. Hey, if you like stupid internet meme shit that's like way over polished, and I spent like 3 months making for no reason, you can look at like my fucking YouTube channel or something. If you know Tenacious D and Evangelion, I fucking rammed those two things together and made a couple mashups. And
awesome.
Those have kind of exploded on the internet.
Where can people find them?
Internet loves.
They can see them.
Cam H. Com. That's me all over the internet.
Spell it out.
CAMHCOM. Just my name. Camcom. Camcom. H is silent.
There's no.
Why do you look so confused?
Because I have your name spelled COMBE for.
No, it is my name. It's just shortened.
Oh, okay. You confused the shit out of me because we've talked about names coming up. So like, damn, dude, we've been friends forever. I've written your name down, had it written on things, seen it on checks. I have to know.
Yeah, every time you write my name, I'm just so offended by you misspell. No, I'm just kidding.
And Roy and I always go like Combe.
Yeah.
And now finding out years later that I'm supposed to be calling you Cam Kumbi.
It makes. As a kid, I was mad at teachers for mispronouncing it, and then I grew up and I looked at the way my name is spelled. I'm like, how could I ever expect them to pronounce it this stupid way?
So funny. Okay. Dude, thank you for doing this. Such a good time. Thanks for letting us be a blessed guest in your house. Super rad. Guys, thank you for listening. I hope you're staying safe out there. I hope you're sticking up for what's right and being careful. Lord knows you got to be careful. There's still a pandemic going on. So, there's
a lot of shit going on.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on right now. Take care of yourselves and, live a good life and be good. I don't know what else to say. Be silly and have fun. I still want people to be silly and have fun. No matter what's going on, you still got to be silly and have fun. Take care of the important shit, but be silly and have fun. Love a lot. And if you're a first-time listener, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Give us a review. If you're a long-time listener, you can give us whatever kind of review you want to. I don't want to pressure people, make them think I'm being some sort of fascist. There's enough fascism going on in this country right now. Giving whatever kind of review you want, just give me a review. It would warm my heart and would make my day. And if you're a long-time listener, please hit the share button. All right, you guys. Be silly, have fun.